Hey everybody, Dr. Dy'Mire Jones here, physical therapist and fitness coach, and thank you all so much for watching vlog number 2. We're going to have a few things we're going to go over this week. We're going to talk about the CrossFit Games, my journey so far, the last few weeks since you've seen me in the start of highimpactpt.com, and then where everything's going to go from here. So let's just jump right into it. This journey that I've been going on for the last 2 to 3 weeks has been amazing. I've got some amazing reception from the website to the email chain to all that fun stuff going live every single day, or at least trying to in my business page, Dy'Mire slash high impact physio. It has been an amazing journey so far, and I can't wait to continue to update you all on this journey. So just a few things that's just been going on with that, okay? What we had is I think 175 people liked the business page, which is awesome. Thank you to everyone who liked the business page. Like if you know a friend that might be interested in this content, go on Facebook, Dy'Mire slash high impact physio, and then just like away, share it out to your friends. I'm going live in there basically every day to talk about fitness, health, nutrition, anything that you all rehab, because my role is a physical therapist, right? We're talking about all that kind of stuff to help keep you moving and keep you as active as possible. So that's the business page. Let's talk about the website. A lot of great reception on that. Had someone get one of the programs this week, which was awesome. Interacting with them, introduce them to the content, going over a few things, them laying out their goals to me, and then me being receptive to that and just say, hey, this is our game plan with that. So that's exciting. On the rehab side, on the in-person physical therapy, high impact, integrated therapy, a lot of reception there as well. Highly happy with that. People are just pouring in. Not really, but we're having some good feedback from people, and then we're starting to get some people through the door. So all that exciting. So enough about me, right? So enough about all that. Let's talk about the CrossFit Games. Oh my gosh. Dave continue to show us how amazing he is when coming up with this stuff. Did I love everything? No. Did I like everything? No. But absolutely was an amazing year in Madison, and I cannot wait to go you all next year. I promised myself 2019 I'm going as a
2020 I'm going as an athlete.
Whether part of a team or an individual, book it. I'm telling you, book it. Anyways, so let's talk about the CrossFit Games and kind of some overlaying themes there, and then also what I see and what some predictions that I see for next year. So as far as everything came this year was 10 times better when it comes to like just the weather and the atmosphere and just the speculations and all that stuff. I think it's because it was the second year of it being in Madison that it was possible to do that. I think last year, not only was the weather a little gloomy, it was a lot of athletes' first time being out there. They're used to the sun and the hot weather and the dryness. That was that. So overall, just theme of the CrossFit Games was tremendous. I can't wait to go down there next year. Hopefully it's another year of just awesomeness, right? Let's talk about the overall competition and kind of break down a few things that I've seen that was common to the games, and also some things that obviously Dave liked to pull in there. So obviously the things that were common, right? We had for the individual male and female event, you had the common like barbell cycle stuff. So the clean ladder, that kind of cool thing. I like the fact that they brought back the CrossFit Total. So going back to I believe the 07, maybe even 09 games. And I think it was cool how they compared the athletic performance to today's athlete. I want to say like the highest CrossFit totals for the women's side was like 500 pounds. People had surpassed that with just the press and the back squat. So automatically, just showing you how amazing these athletes and how long and how far the sport has come in that. That was pretty darn cool, right? Another cool theme was the fact that they had a bike event, right? Something that was different, and I think we all assumed it was going to be a marathon, which I would have personally loved to see, but it wasn't, right? Dave knew that everyone in a marathon, were posting what type of marathons, comparing it. Matt literally had just ran a marathon, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the games. Go Matt. And then everyone just preparing for it. The athletes, the trainers, the fans. And the first thing he basically says, Dave, right? He says, no marathon, we're gonna do this, right? And I think the first event kind of set the stage that, hey, this isn't years past so we can guess this stuff. He spends a lot of time coming up with it for us not to guess what it is. And I think that held true. I think the other events such as Chaos was awesome to see. Just see those athletes. Good job, Patrick Vellner, for coming back after a crazy spill. And then we'll talk about kind of all that stuff on the rehab side of things when it comes to this sport and injuries and stuff like that a little later on. So, anyways, getting back to the games, let's go to the teenage and master side. As always, they have some great athletes there. I saw some amazing competition. A PT that I actually follow, name is Jen Smith, I believe, and she crushed it, but she crushed it, and it was just flat out awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the women's side of competition as well. Tia Claire Toomey won it, and congratulations to Matt on the male side, but Tia Claire Toomey won the women event. And I want to say the cool thing that kind of came out of that was the fact she looked so dominant and so comfortable with doing it too. I've seen many athletes, I've seen trainers, I've seen clinicians, I've seen just people in general just not feel comfortable in their skin and owning up to what their capabilities are. But that's so important when it comes to anything that we do. Actually believing that we have the skills and the capacity and that our training was suffice enough for us to do it. And I think this year Tia did that. I think when she won it, when she came in second place a couple of years ago, it almost had to do with a matter of belief. Last year, the only reason why she was even in a close race with Cara Saunders is because, again, she needed that fervor to say, this is me. I am the #1 athlete in the world when it comes to CrossFit. I am the fittest woman on earth. And this year, you saw that. You saw her state it multiple times throughout the CrossFit season. I'm coming for it. I'm coming for it. I'm coming for it. You saw how hungry she was to not only, destroy the CrossFit total, but to do well on the muscle ups, to do well on Chaos, to do well on other events. She basically destroyed the clean ladder. Just wiped it out and looked very, very powerful doing it. And throughout the weekend, again, you just saw that blaze in her eyes. Still sweet Tia, but you really saw the fire that she had, which was awesome, by the way. That's no different from any other athlete. Believing in yourself and just saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I am capable of. So I thought that was amazing. Again, going back to the male competition, Matt just destroyed everybody. Patrick, if he did not get hurt, I'm telling you, it would have been a closer race. And I think maybe he could have eked out Matt. Probably not, because Matt would have done something amazing at the end to kind of make sure that it didn't happen. But I thought that overall the competition was awesome. So let's go ahead and jump to kind of the injury stuff, and let's just go ahead and get that stuff out the way. But let's talk about the rehab side of it. Talk about this awesome blog that I co-wrote with amazing athlete and physical therapist Dr. Brianne Showman Brown, and then link that as well, and then talk about that overall thing. Cool. So let's talk about just the overall perception of CrossFit injury. So just according to some reports, out of the 400 participants in the CrossFit Games, and I want to say this is over like a 10-year or 5-year period. Just 400 athletes they basically looked at. They said that the number that withdrew due to medical was 19 athletes, period. That's around 4.75%, which is an amazing total, right? But just to compare our numbers on the things that I love to watch too, because CrossFit, is only a glimpse of my season. I love watching other sports. So just talk about those numbers real quick, and then see if we can kind of compare that way. So anyway, so compared to other sports, for instance, the NFL averages about 6% per game, of professionals that actually get hurt or injured within that game. So that's a report from 2014 and 2017. NCAA football, again 7.5% per season. High school basketball, 22%. That's astonishing. I'm not even gonna lie. When I saw that number, I was like, oh my gosh, 22% per year. And then NBA overall, almost half the players, 44.6%, are injured at some point in time. Maybe have to miss a game or two, or whatever the case may be. Anyways, I want to get into a few athletes that actually did hurt themselves in the games, or injured themselves in the games, so that we're able to talk through their injuries and also kind of where they're gonna go from here. So I actually co-wrote this with Dr. Brienne Showman Brown, but I'm just gonna give my three athletes that I did a little synopsis of them, and then we're gonna finish the conversation within the blog. I'm gonna link to this vlog post here, and then you go check out the rest of it. It's on her website. It is going to be quite amazing, to be honest with you, because she has some really great content. We compared a lot of things, talk about years past. Really, really, really cool thing to go check out. So I advise you all to go do that, especially if you're watching this. So let's just talk about a teen athlete, right? It's not that common for a teen athlete to get hurt, but we had one that did, and he finished off this the season or this year's competition really strong. His name is Ethan Elwell. I apologize if I messed that name up. But anyways, so he suffered an actual rib injury while doing like a press, right? He basically put the bar at 295 pounds on his shoulder to overhead. So I don't know if he was gonna split jerk it or push jerk it or just push press it. Whatever he was gonna do, the competition yielded for shoulder to overhead and basically put 295 on there. He said when he felt that top, he heard a pop and almost like a rib-like injury sustained. He did that the second day of competition. It held true throughout the weekend. He said it was hard for him to breathe throughout the weekend, and things like overhead press was tough for him, pull-ups, so on and so forth. So that was pretty hard for him to sustain that. What's the likelihood or kind of the rehab timeline or time frame for that? Rib injuries are really, really weird, right? There's not much rehab we can do. We can kind of decrease symptoms with heat, ice, just rest, and then slowly start to introduce a progressive loading, or starting from 30 pounds overhead to 45 pounds to 50 pounds, so on and so forth, until it's pain-free. That's really would be my recommendations on that in this particular athlete. So moving on to another athlete, good luck, Ethan, with all of that. Moving on to a different athlete, Emily Bridges, who is by far one of my favorite athletes. I think 5-time individual or 6-time individual CrossFit Game athlete. She has a smile that can light up the room. She's awesome. This was going to be her last year competing as an individual. I don't know if she was going to go team or basically retire from the sport, which 4 to 5, 6 years seems to be around the time people want to start to make a transition to team or to coaching or whatever it can be, or look to try to see if they can do something else with their athletic career and performance. So I thought it was pretty cool. So she actually just had a really, really weird accident on the O course, to be honest with you. Like Patrick Gardner, like Matt Frazier, 2, obviously 1 and 2. When it comes to the male competition, they actually kind of had the same thing happen to him, but didn't suffer the type of injury that Emily did. She actually got her foot caught up in the O course rope, and essentially it just really popped out of place. So her foot got wrapped up going down the O course. It kind of just dislocated herself, in a true like athletic fervor, she like just pops it back into place. Look, I know I'm a healthcare professional, but if I saw that on the actual field of play as an athlete or as a spectator or as someone that's actually working the event as like a medical emergency person, I would be like, oh my God, she just popped her foot back into place, and that's exactly what happened. So obviously she didn't stand back up and walk. Again, a super freak accident. And if you go to her Twitter, she talks about it. Her Instagram. If you go to her Instagram, She talks about it a little bit, but she was just super positive on everything. And hopefully this is her way of telling us I'll be back next year just to show you all that I can do this thing. So good luck, Emily, with all of that. I'm definitely rooting for you. Rehab timeline, somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks, as far as bone healing and stuff like that. If if she did fracture anything, and then probably 3 to 6 months with the ligamentous stuff. It sounds like she may have had a full dislocation, which that might take a while. We're talking 3 to 4 ligaments there, and then the rehab on that. With any kind of post-surgical stuff, to be honest with you, it takes about a good year and a half for that to be at least 90 to 95% better for most athletes, especially those that have to do as many things as CrossFit athletes do. So hopefully by this time next year, she's rocking and rolling. I don't even know how that's going to be for the Open in the regional competitions, but maybe she'll take a year off and then come back in 2020 when I'm there, so I can say hi, Emily, as a spectator or as an athlete myself. So anyway, so hopefully that happens with her. Good luck with all of that. Last one I have, a little synopsis again, is Justine Beath or Beth. I hope I'm saying these last names right. Beath is what I'm gonna say though. So Justine just seemed to withdrew after before the O course, and then somewhere in between the 42K row and the O course, she just basically said, I withdrew my name. She talks about in her Instagram post that she really had no true reason why. Some of my theories is that maybe after her 42K, her grip strength may have been affected. Going on to the O course, that's really all it is. A lot of rope stuff, a lot of like single limb kind of grip, and her grip might have been affected due to the rowing. That's just a theory of mine. I had an athlete of mine. I didn't have him do this. He did it himself. He rode a 42K. He talked a lot about kind of the pressure in his legs and how his legs kind of felt numb and all this stuff. So I got a kind of personal account of how that felt. So that may be another reason that she just felt so fatigued in her lower body that she could not continue competition. She talks about how she's bummed out that she wasn't able to make it, and that just the stress of athletic competition kind of got to her a little bit. So hopefully she'll come back next year, just a more well-rounded athlete. Hopefully they don't put a 42K in there for one, like if that was the issue, but just a more well-rounded athlete, mental side of it. Most importantly, it seems to be for her and her team to kind of get past. Also, too, you got to think she has been a multiple regional athlete, so the pressure to probably get into the games finally for her, which she hadn't been since 2016. But just that emotional aspect of the weekend and getting fitted for things can also do some things to an athlete as well. Just overwhelming, and then it wasn't like the first day was easy for athlete between the basic 3 to 4 events that first day. So I understand how grueling that first day was for a lot of athletes, and hopefully they're able to come back and recover from that. And I wish the same for her. So anyways, that's just my synopsis again on the 3 athletes that I did. Like if you all want to check out the rest of the article, please do. Dr. Brianne Sherman Brown, she did an awesome job with her synopsis as well. My content kind of dives into more detail about like different theories and rehab protocols and stuff like that I think would be awesome for you all to read about as well. So I know it's a super long vlog. Hopefully you all stuck through the entire time. I hope that you all enjoyed vlog number 2. I'm excited to do these each time. Please leave your comments below, like and share to all your friends. We're posting this on Facebook, YouTube, wherever we can get this out to people together. So thank you everybody for watching vlog number 2 out.